Blog Talk Radio.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party. Grown and sexy, join the party. Good summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed.
Welcome to Friday night at the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Redwine.
Bonsoir.
Redwine only. Ketel had a previous engagement tonight, so we gave it a night off. So we're going to run the show ourselves and make it happen. Well, let's see. This is a Good Friday.
Mm-hmm.
For the what is the legacy behind that? As far as I know, a lot of people are talking about not eating meat today and just celebrating.
I don't know. People have a lot of different ways that they observe the Friday before Easter.
Yeah, the whole Sabbath from coming from Ash Wednesday all the way till now. I think if you're fasting on something, it's coming down the home stretch, I guess, for the next few days. I hope everybody has been faithful to their fast since Ash Wednesday and keeping their biblical aspect of their life in perspective. But anyway, we have a host of things going on tonight. You want to give us a rundown, Redwine?
Okay. Tonight for Hot Topics, we've got the U.S. military defends dropping the mother of all bombs in Afghanistan. And we got Sean Spicer apologizing for that Hitler comparison. And we've got some more police brutality caught on camera. A couple of those situations. Hit it and quit it tonight. We've got a black Muslim judge found dead. Female kicker makes college football history. And LeBron James is planning to open a school in Ohio for at-risk kids. Aaron Hernandez has been found not guilty on a double murder charge. And Canada unveils legislation to legalize cannabis. And, of course, there's United Airlines. Then we've got What's Poppin' Tonight with Poppa DD. He's going to give us some more info on NFL. Is that right? What's happening across the NFL? Of course, we got our weird news. We got a dog that can open doors and let other dogs out of the animal clinic. We've got a condom-clogged pipe leads police to Austin prostitution ring. And an 8-year-old borrows his dad's car to drive his 4-year-old sister to McDonald's. I'm just saying with me tonight, and I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about. There's so much going on. Living for the City with Poppa DD, and we've got the cocktail of the week, which is the Thoroughbred. And, of course, there is the Kiss It list and the last word. So sit back and relax. Get your favorite cocktail. We're sipping on the Thoroughbred tonight. And we will take a quick break and come right back with our first, what are we doing? Coming back with the first hot topic?
Hot topic.
All right.
I am Ketel from the original Pajama Party. If you haven't heard the Pajama Party show, you've missed out. We've got Hot Topics, Hidden and Quitted Headlines, What's Poppin' with Poppa DD, our Weird News, I'm Just Saying with Redwine, Living for the City with Poppa DD, my Hollywood Wrap-Up, of course, the Cocktail of the Week, and the world-famous Ketel list. And, of course, we can't forget the last word. We serve it up each week on the Pajama Party show, and nobody does it like us. You can call us each week live on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 914-803-4306, or listen live at www.apajamaparty.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at apajamaparty.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Redwine. I'm pleased to thank Ketel and Redwine. Ketel's on location tonight. Can't be with us tonight. And so me and Redwine are going to carry the show tonight, if you don't mind. In the in-between time, so you want to hit that first hot topic there, Redwine?
Okay, first hot topic. We're talking about the U.S. military and this mother of all bombs. I never even knew there was such a thing. But they dropped one in Afghanistan trying to get rid of some ISIS people. So the U.S. military on Friday now is defending their decision to drop the most powerful non-nuclear bomb on ISIS positions in Afghanistan, calling it a tactical move. Now this thing is, I'm trying to find the weight on it. Here it is. It's 21,600 pounds is the weight of this particular mother of all bombs. And they dropped it on an area where they believe that there were caves, etc., where ISIS fighters were hiding. However, ISIS is denying that any of their fighters were killed or even injured, according to a statement delivered from the Arabic news media. So somebody's not telling the truth. The U.S. is saying they took out all these people and, did all this damage. But, on the other side of the country, they're saying not so. So the General John Nicholson is saying that this was the right weapon against the right target. And he is the commander for the U.S. forces in Afghanistan. So he gave, they said it was a vague response to reporters' questions who wanted to know who gave the green light to go ahead with the strike. And basically he's saying that the president has given them the latitude that they need to do whatever they feel they have to do. So I don't know if that's a good move or not, because sometimes military folk can be a little zealous. So if you just give them like a permanent green light, it could end up like boomerang when he said you have what do you call it, creative control.
Creative control.
Do whatever you want. And dude lost his mind with that crazy commercial.
Sean J. was laying an egg.
Yeah, giving birth to perfume or something out of her crotch. I mean, come on.
Smelling her panties and yelling, pussy, pussy, pussy,
yeah, that
pussy.
was crazy.
Yeah, that was a deep thing.
The president is saying that we're going to do what we have to do. But, of course, North Korea is positioning for their celebration of their founder, I guess, tomorrow. So I don't know what they plan to do. If they're going to just test more missiles, are they going to really launch a missile? And whatever happens, the president is down in Mar-a-Lago in Florida. Chilling.
That's his Camp David.
Yeah, he's in his southern White House, as they want to keep trying to call it, which I resent, but nonetheless.
Wow.
So, I don't know. I mean, what do you think? 21,600 pounds of firepower that they dropped?
It brings to mind about like Richard Nixon during the Vietnam War when he was being impeached and being all his whole career was flashed in front of his face. He ordered a bunch of bombs dropped in Saigon, a bunch of reckless bombs all over the place, and just there was no strategy or anything involved. And I just hope that Trump is not thinking of the same theory to just like act like you're dropping bombs, because for every action there's an opposite reaction.
Of course.
And I think that you got to stop going in so hard, thinking that you're going to make a difference when you could really be causing a real very, very adverse situation. So we need to really check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, in my opinion. I mean, nobody is prepared for war right now. Barack Obama has had us on a calm for 8 years, and we've become very calm.
Right.
And a lot of these other countries, they stay fired up. They stay fired up. Even though people voted for Trump and got him in there, a lot of people were living with that they were living in the Barack state of mind. Laid back. Lean back. And people loved it because everything was natural and normal in the way they thought it should be. I guess being he was a lame duck and couldn't be elected, they went after the lesser of two evils, I guess. And Trump kind of ran his campaign like he was doing a comedy show. He was like the kings of comedy. He went out there and did the same jokes, the same routines, had people laughing the same way. And he got voted based on popularity of, stabbing, poking and stabbing into the right wing kind of, let me wake up a sleeping giant, let me wake up all my trailer park trashes and my, all my right wingers and my, Dougly Do-Rights, rifle rack hanging in the back window, all the, whatever,
Alt-right.
Alt-right.
They call themselves.
Yeah, everybody who was just slumlording, waiting for a change, he came in there and threw that, said loud, I'm white and I'm proud move out there. And I think there's nothing wrong with being pro whatever you are. I mean, people can be pro-black, but radical and like just extreming out is a whole other story. But anyway, let's hope that whatever bombs is going on, that it's not hitting anything and hitting the desert and exploding and making holes that ostriches can stick their heads in or something. Okay. Let's move on to your boy Spicer. All right. Sean Spicer, who is the White House press secretary. He's the one that your girl Melissa, what's her name?
Melissa McCarthy mocks on Saturday Night Live, being he's overzealous and moving fast and doing his thing and he put his foot in his mouth for sure. He spoke on something that he thought he could use his charismatic aspect like he does all the time at all his shows. It's like a show, like I said, because he acts like Trump. They all act like they're at the Comedy Store or something, But anyway, he got tripped up on the whole Jewish Holocaust thing. He was speaking on the chemical weapons that were launched by Syria on their own people, and he said, well, even Hitler wasn't that barbaric, or something to that effect. Well, Hitler didn't really go to those extremes, and people that are directly involved or understand or can relate or who have legacies of their life and families and people that were killed during the Holocaust took mad exception to it, saying, really? So you think that with him leading millions and millions of Jews to furnaces, burning them alive, just because he didn't use chemical weapons, you think he went easy? So Sean Spicer, as he was trying to defend that, he kind of gave up, and he ended the press conference immediately, and then he went on to talk to Greta Van Zandt on CNBC, and he was like a puppy dog. I messed up. I screwed up. I got in a territory that I wasn't even aware of. I talked about something I wasn't even able to maintain, and I said some things that offended a lot of people. And well, you've been acting like a jerk off for a long time. You've been overzealous. You've been quick on the draw. You've been fire ready aim. You've been all these things that has to do with you not having common sense of speaking on things. And anytime Saturday Night Live did when they mocked you like that, or you should have took a lesson from them and look at yourself and see how Saturday Night Live sees you, and say, I need to take this down, because there's a lot of surrogates out there, and just use the word surrogate. A surrogate is somebody that carries a torch for somebody else, no matter what it may be, whether it be a child or whether it be elected official or whatever. If you're known to be the surrogate for somebody, that means that you have their back no matter what, and you're carrying their issues with you. So anyway, a lot of surrogates for Trump are really out there on CNN, CNBC. You see people on the different shows, the talking heads. You got two people that may be a Democrat strategist, and you got your Republican strategist that are just getting it in for Trump. I mean, praising him to the well, he didn't really, because one gentleman was on today talking about the fact that Spicer went on and apologized, so people should stop riding him because he apologized. Well, nothing, he apologized, and we just need to put it behind us. Now, you insulted millions of Jews that were walked into burning furnaces. On the Passover day at that.
On Passover, and the gentleman with the talking head that was a surrogate for Trump on one of these news outlets was saying, well, the public needs to get over it and move on. You know, people always want to get over it and move on. And those are the people that are millennials, between the ages of 25 and 30, that weren't even around during they weren't even in the scrotum sack at all yet. They weren't even swimming in the scrotum sack. They were still, you know, I don't know, they were still riding the fallopian tube. They weren't even in the scrotum sack yet, right?
Probably not.
I mean, for lack of a better word. So, you know, it was a deep thing, and I think I have no sympathy for Sean Spicer, because he got what was coming to him. He's been arrogant every time he talks. He beat up the other lady, Ryan. What was her name? I know her last name.
Oh, April Ryan.
April Ryan. You know, he beat her up. Well, what are you saying? You know, he beat her up, beat her down, beat everybody down, and you know, it just it's karma. You know, after a while, you're not as smart as you think you are. You know. As the saying goes, you know, don't try to be the sharpest knife in the drawer, because you don't use one knife for everything. So anyway, that's the story on that Spicer guy. That's Redwine's boy. So
that's your boy.
I'm not going to talk about him too tough. That's your boy.
Well, we've got some more police caught on video misbehaving again. This was a situation out of Sacramento, California, where a police officer got captured on video punching a man that was accused of jaywalking.
Yeah, that was
jaywalking.
I'm
like, really?
And this police went up to this man and went in hard.
He did.
He went in hard. I mean, the guy.
But you know, as usual, they won't tell us like all the details about the officer. They don't want to release the name of the officer yet. But they've put him on leave.
I think he was fired, from what I understand.
The story is saying that he's been placed on leave.
On leave, okay.
While they investigate. But this was on Tuesday. The police department released a dash cam video footage from the whole confrontation, and then another witness had cell phone recording of everything, and that's what made it to social media. Because the dash cam thing, you know, they were going to hold on to that until they had no choice. So this officer from Sacramento, you know, I mean, it's like the guy was allegedly just jaywalking. Why did he feel like he had to go and run up on the guy and start punching him like that? Now, he's saying he tried to stop this guy just a little after 5 o'clock on Monday as the man crossed the street illegally near this intersection of Cypress and Grand Avenue in North Sacramento. Now, the man, who later identified himself as Nandi Kane Jr., put his hands up and walked away. And as he walked off, the officer started arguing in the street and I guess trying to make him stop. And he said, hey, you were jaywalking back there. So Kane tells him, I looked both ways. And the officer told him, stop right now before I take you to the ground. If you don't stop right now, I will take you down to the ground. So Kane is like, you pulled me over for nothing. And he wasn't really trying to cooperate because he felt like, look, I walked in the middle of the street, big deal. And this officer was responding like, you know, he had really, really done something. Technically, okay, yeah, that is against the law. But he's telling him, you know, I'm going to take you down to the ground. And Kane told him, you pulled me over for nothing. Then Kane told him, I don't have anything. And he started removing his jacket, showing him, I have nothing. And then the officer went on and told him to get on the ground. And then Kane told him, if you're a real man, take that gun away and fight me like a real man. So now he's challenging this cop. And I guess the cop didn't like being challenged the way he was. So one thing led to another. And he got into it with the cop, and they're going back and forth. And then next thing you know, the cop is saying that he ended up in a fight. And he's telling Kane, the young man, give me your hand or I'll break your arm. And the video shows the officer jumping on top of him and punching him at least a dozen times, while another squad car pulls up to the scene, and then that's when the second officer came and jumped out. And then the first officer started telling Kane, why didn't you just comply? You were jaywalking. And how does that justify you punching this man a dozen times? Talking about why didn't you just comply? So Kane is yelling at him, you're going to hear from my lawyer. You know, it was you didn't even have probable cause for stopping and messing with me and all this stuff. And so the officer just kept saying stuff back and forth. So now they kind of arguing with each other back and forth. But this is after the officer punched him 12 times. So Kane is saying, I'm alive and I'm better than alive. My soul is alive and you can't kill my pride and all this kind of stuff. And you don't know who you're dealing with. So Kane is talking back to the officer. Now the officer's really mad. He already punched him 12 times. Now he's trying to arrest him. All of this for jaywalking?
Yeah.
This was a ridiculous situation. That should have never even gone down like that.
Wow. Yeah, we have another police officer story. We'll take a small break, but we'll come back with this other ironic police story, which is similar on the punching level, but these police were actually fired. So we'll be right back.
This is Redwine, and you're listening to WPJP Blog Talk Radio Pajama Party. Check out my commentary. I like to call it I'm Just Saying, because sometimes I am just saying. It's just my opinion. It's what I think. Hey, you don't have to agree, but if you disagree, call us up. 914-803-4306.
Hey, don't forget, they can catch us on Twitter also, at apajamaparty.com too. What's the number, Papa?
914-803-4306. I don't know how I got in the studio. Redwine came in here by himself, and me and Ketel just happened to come here and catch her stealing airtime. As usual.
You know, I was trying to do my own promo, and y'all just happened to show up again.
Well, can y'all tell us what time?
Oh, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Central Time. No, that's wrong.
And 6 o'clock Western Time. West Coast Time.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Either way,
So if you're in California, call us at 6 p.m., 7 o'clock if you're hanging out in Colorado somewhere.
7 o'clock, that's Central Time. See, now we got it all twisted up.
7 o'clock if you're in...
Okay, it's 9 o'clock Eastern. Y'all do the math. Figure out where you are. Check your watch. 9 o'clock Eastern.
Right, okay.
Check us out.
9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9:15 CP time, right?
Yep, that's right.
CP time, 9:15.
There you go.
All right.
All right, bartender.
Is that it?
Hey.
Bartender.
Hey, is that Mr. Lowe?
Hey, come on, Mr. Lowe, Mr. Bartender.
I was trying to jiggle my ice in my glass, but it melted.
Oh, jiggle, So I was looking over the Cocktail of the Week archives, and we've had so many really great drinks over the past year and a half.
We've had our original signature drink called the Pajama Party and a Game Changer, and of course we have the last word.
I like the Revolution. It was Hennessy, lemon and lime juice, agave juice, and bitters with jalapeno slices.
Woo-wee! I like that Crown Royal Flush with the Crown Royal, peach schnapps, and cranberry juice.
Oh yeah. And one of my favorites was the wait a minute, what's it called? The Dutch Mule, yeah, the Dutch Mule with the Ketel orange vodka, lime juice, and ginger beer.
There are so many to choose from on the apajamaparty.com website.
So check out the Cocktail of the Week archives to get the recipes.
And you can find out how to make the cocktail of the week and sip along with us.
Are there instructions there too?
Sure they are. Along with pictures of the drink so you know exactly what it's supposed to look like.
So what's that y'all got in your glass?
This is a boomerang.
Well, I got a Kinky Reed over here.
And I got the aviator.
Get the recipes at www.apajamaparty.com and click on Cocktail of the Week.
Cheers!
Welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. We're not here with Ketel tonight. Ketel's, I can't get it off my tongue. Ketel is on assignment. I'm here with Redwine.
Bonsoir, everybody.
How about that? We'll take Redwine.
Bonsoir, bonsoir.
All right. Anyway, Getting back to the cop story that we last left off, and we appreciate you hanging in there till we got back. This cop here, they were fired after video surfaced for them punching and kicking the motorists.
Good.
All right, now peep this here. 2 police officers in Georgia were fired Thursday, less than 24 hours after cell phone video. I said, what would we do without these different videos?
Mm-hmm.
What would we do? If we didn't have videos, which we didn't have years ago on cell phones, it would just be a beat-up person. Their word against theirs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not your word against mine. Their words against their words. Anyway, 2 police officers in Georgia were fired Thursday, less than 24 hours after cell phone video surfaced of them punching and kicking the motorists in handcuffs.
Mm.
Okay? Let me look now.
Handcuffs?
Yeah. Let's just break it down for a minute. What these 2 punk ass cops did.
It's so
Okay?
ridiculous.
They done hooked him up and locked him up with his hands behind him. And they said no charges have been filed, but Greenwich County Police Department said is moving forward with criminal investigation into the incident in the suburban Atlanta County.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On Wednesday, Sergeant Michael Bonavency pulled over motorist Demetrius Hollis in a routine traffic stop, according to Police Chief Butch Ayers. In his report, Polaris said that the vehicle did not have a license plate and continued moving as he tried to pull it over. Okay? Didn't have a license plate, yada, yada, yada. This guy's freaking out. Anyway, the officer said the vehicle appeared to stall, and he got out and spoke to the driver and could smell marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now all this speculation, all this is, you know, these are things that a police officer should take into account to say that all this stuff that I'm smelling, or am I not seeing weed? I mean, you can smell weed all day long if I smoke my last joint. You know what I mean? You pull me over and I'm talking on my last joint, and what you gonna do?
Mm.
So anyway, he said he smelled marijuana, and he wrote that Hollis, the assailant or the victim in this situation, was acting strange and started yelling, "I need my mom." So Belinsky, the police officer, who'd been on the force 19 years,
Should know better.
He wrote that he ordered Hollis out of the car, but a struggle ensued. All right, Hollis refused to place his hands behind his back. All right, he spun around and began to actively resist arrest by bending at his waist and trying to push me away, the police officer said. The officer said he had to use a taser on Hollis and put handcuffs on him
too?
while he was on the ground.
Oh, my gosh.
All right? Now this guy, Bulgaria, whatever his name is, he's definitely Italian. Bogenovinci is what it looks like. Bogenovinci. Okay, it's got three vowels in the middle and it ends with an I. Anyway, Bominski also wrote that he remembered detaining the same man in a previous traffic stop. Now, how do you remember the same person?
So he remembered him. So what? Therefore,
but how do you remember the same person?
Like that?
How do you remember the same person? I mean, I'm just saying, when you are a police officer or anybody that's like me going to a concert and expecting Peebo Bryson to remember shaking my hand back at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia when I see him down at the Constitution Hall in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Peebo, remember you shook my hand in Philly, man? Oh, no, I don't. You know. So anyway, he said that he recollected he pulled him over a while back. And like I said, he tased the man and all this stuff. And he said, in my previous encounter, he reached for a loaded firearm that was under his seat that he wrote. He wrote that what happened in the previous
encounter.
All right.
So now he's having flashbacks.
Now getting back to the story at hand. In a cell phone video shot by a witness that emerged Wednesday night, Officer Robert McDonald, who was responding to assist Belinsky, emerged from off screen and kicked Hollis while he was on the ground. And then Bulgarians began punching him in the face, and both of them were just carrying on. The department said the investigation into McDonald's actions was launched immediately, and he was fired by mid-afternoon Thursday. So McDonald just kind of came out of nowhere and sucker punched him after this guy, Genevinci, was already whooping his ass. Anyway, during the investigation, the second video surfaced is shot from a different angle by another witness in this video, where Belinsky could be seen approaching Hollis, who was still inside the car. As Hollis exited the vehicle with his hands up, the officer punched him dead in the eye.
Yeah, that's uncalled for.
So the video has both these police officers dead to wrong.
Yeah, this is after they tased him.
Yeah, after he tased him.
Tased him,
then handcuffed him. And the one guy came over and kicked him, and the other guy punched him in the face.
Because he was on the ground when I saw him get kicked. They had him down on the ground.
Just amazing.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's amazing. Wow.
Well, at least those two got fired.
Well, the one thing, I just want to comment on this thing, on one thing. Like, one thing about Atlanta, or just happened in Georgia, it's just, you're still in the South,
Yeah, that's true.
You're still in the South. Don't think because you're in Atlanta and you're around all the, hip-hop and all the stuff that the brown people can bring you down there in hot Atlanta, but you're still in the South. You're still in the South.
I got you.
And you got to take heed to that. So, anyway, interesting. But
yeah, I'm really disappointed with that, but it's sad that these kind of stories keep popping up. And if it weren't for people's cell phone video, we wouldn't even know about it.
Well, we're going to move on to our Hit It and Quit It news.
Okay. You up first? Go right ahead.
Yeah. We got a black Muslim judge, a New York court trailblazer, was found dead. How interesting is that? Okay, the first female Muslim U.S. judge, who later became the first black woman appointed to the New York Courts of Appeals, was found dead Wednesday on the banks of the Hudson River. Wow.
That's rough.
Her name was Sheila Ahmad Salam. Her body showed no obvious signs of trauma, and a medical examiner was sent to try to determine what killed her. However, police sources told the New York Post her death appears to be a suicide. Really? Yeah, really?
Okay.
Here's a person who's a prominent judge of the Courts of Appeal. I wouldn't say her life was getting that ugly for whatever particular reason. She was a pioneer. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said in a statement, through her writings and her wisdom and her unshakable moral compassion, she was a force of good whose legacy will be felt for years to come. I was proud to appoint her to the state's highest court, and I am deeply saddened by her passing. This is Governor Andrew Cuomo. Ahmad Saddam, she was 65 years old. She was reported missing from her Harlem home earlier in the day, and witnesses spotted her fully clothed body floating in the waters near 132nd Street and Hudson Parkway on Wednesday afternoon, police sources told the New York Post. Later at the medical examiner's office, her husband identified the body. Anyway, she graduated from the Barnard College and received her law degree from Columbus Law School. She started her career as a staff attorney for the East Brooklyn Legal Services and served as a judge in Manhattan State Supreme Court for 14 years, according to the State Office of Court Administrative website. So they pulled all this off the website. Anyway, the president of the New York's Bar Association, her name is Charlene Gethertz, said that Abab Salam grew up poor in a family of 7 children in Washington, D.C.
Oh.
And rose to become one of the 7 judges in New York's highest court, where her intellect, her judgmental temperament, and wisdom earned her wide respect.
Mm.
And she was found dead in the Hudson River. So God bless her soul. And what happened with that and how that happened is a complete mystery.
Yeah.
Poor baby.
Sorry to hear about that one.
Wow.
Well, Canada has unveiled legislation to legalize cannabis up in Canada. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government unveiled this legislation on yesterday to fully legalize marijuana, making Canada only the 2nd country to do so after Uruguay. I didn't realize it was legal in Uruguay in South America. So they're saying that they think the regulation for recreational use is expected to come in 2018 in time for Canada's national holiday on July 1st. And then Justin Trudeau went on to admit having smoked marijuana back in 2013, he said 5 or 6 times in his life, but he said including a dinner party when he got elected to the parliament. I guess they were celebrating.
We didn't inhale.
Well, he didn't say. He just said, yeah, I've smoked it before. So the opposition parties are split on the issue, and there's a party called the New Democrats. They're calling for the immediate legalization in order to end drug prosecutions that they say are causing undue harm and wasting police resources. Because, you know, when people get picked up for possession of a little bit of marijuana, you know, that's hogging up time and resources in the system just to prosecute that stuff. So the New Democrats are saying, why wait until 2018? Let's legalize it now. Get it over with so that we don't have to keep prosecuting all these little possession charges. And so, but they're saying that the licenses that people are requesting to produce medical marijuana have increased, and the dispensaries have opened up in cities all across Canada, and people are trying to, you know, make the money while they can. So a lot of people are still waiting, trying to get their licenses and all to open up legal dispensaries and whatnot. So I guess they're going to run the dude on the corner out of business. But that's the way it goes. So there are some people that, of course, are expressing concern about the impact of marijuana on a developing brain of people under the age of 25. But the government has appointed a task force that concluded that current science is not definitive enough on that information, you know, in terms of whether or not it really is harmful to people's brains under the age of 25. I wonder if they were asking people that were under the age of 25 if that was an issue or not. Who knows? So I guess Canada will be celebrating if they don't go any sooner than July of 2018. They about to get their party on.
Yeah.
So, hey, I got one more about Aaron Hernandez. You know, he's been in and out of trouble for all of those different cases he was dealing with. But now he's been found not guilty on 2 murder charges in Massachusetts. Now, he's already serving a life sentence for an unrelated murder, and he was acquitted of first-degree murder charges in the killing of 2 men in Boston back in 2012. So the prosecutor said that Hernandez fatally shot Daniel De Abreu and Safiro Furtado at a traffic light after one of the men spilled a drink on him at a Boston nightclub, and the jury has found him guilty on 1 count of unlawful possession of a firearm. So they went from a double murder charge down to unlawful possession of a firearm. And if you recall, in 2015, he was convicted of first-degree murder and weapons charges for killing Odin Lloyd back in 2013. And that's the case that he's serving a life sentence in prison with no possibility of parole for that one. So he just keeps on, stuff just keeps popping up for him. So
there's a lot out there.
Yeah, I mean, somebody spilled a drink and you allegedly killed somebody? Wow. Sounds like he needs anger management.
Oh, he definitely needs anger management. But he's on lockdown now, so he's getting all the management that he needs.
Good, because that's an angry brother.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got for us tonight?
I got this female kicker. Her name is Baka Longo.
Mhm.
Makes college football history. Baka Longo made college football history Wednesday by becoming the first female football player. First female football player to sign a letter of intent with a Division I or Division II program.
Wow.
Interesting.
And what position does she play?
She's a kicker.
Oh.
Longo is a kicker for Chandler Baptist High School in Chandler, Arizona. She signed to play for the Division II Adams State Grizzlies in Alamosa, Colorado.
Mhm.
She's one of two kickers who signed a letter of intent for the Grizzlies in 2017 class. She also intends to play basketball there as well. Grizzlies coach and former Cardinal quarterback Tim Rosenbaum, I don't think I ever heard him before, said he didn't think much of Longo's gender when they asked her to play for the program. I never heard of it before. The coach said to the local radio station here. I don't look at it in that way. He said, my wife's a former pro athlete, and I see Longo as a football player who earned it. So Longo was let's see here. Very interesting. She was consistent during her senior season, connecting on 30 of 33 attempted field goals and nailed a 30-yard field goal, which is not bad, mediocre. That was enough to warrant interest from Adams State, where she's expected to sign off on the consent letter to go to that particular college. So.
All right. Well, shout out to her. Do your thing, lady.
Now there's underneath the hat, she's just a female.
Okay. I hope that all works out for her. I wonder if they're giving her a scholarship. I guess they are.
Yeah.
If she had to sign a letter of intent.
And we got LeBron James.
What's
About
he
to get
doing?
busy up in Ohio. He's got plenty of money. I guess he's trying to figure out what he's going to do with it.
Okay. So he's doing something positive with it?
Yeah, basketball superstar LeBron James plans to open up a public school in his hometown of Akron, Ohio, for students at risk of falling behind in the academics. Okay?
Very cool.
It's the I Promise School will open for elementary students in the fall 2018 with support from James Family Foundation. According to plans revealed on Tuesday, it plans classes for students in 3rd and 4th grade during the first year and will expand to include grades 1 through 8 by 2022. That's good they're doing some faraway thinking.
That is good.
Okay, the school will draw students who are at risk in reading and who are in need of additional academic interventions before falling out of the system and falling into the system, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right. So James of the Cleveland Cavaliers, star forward, he was raised by a single mother, and he entered the NBA in 2003 after emerging as a basketball phenom from St. Vincent's St. Mary's High School in Akron, where he won all kinds of accolades and still holds many, many records there today. James spoke about the school at an event Tuesday in historic Akron Theater. He said, even though I was underprivileged, he said he was lucky to grow up with members like his mother and close friends to help his mother out when it came to raising him, especially when he started reaching stardom in baseball as young as middle school and junior high school. He said the I Promise School aims to provide a supportive environment for students who lack guidance and lack double traditional parenting environments and things of this nature. So he said we definitely understand how important it is to create an environment where our most challenged and at-risk students can feel safe and support their career and move forward in their own way. So he's doing a good thing there.
That's beautiful. Hey, LeBron. Well, let's talk about United Airlines. We've been watching that in the news every day this week. So I'm sure by now everybody knows what happened. The flight was overbooked, and the airline needed 4 people to give up their seats for employees. And 3 people were willing, I guess they got compensated, and they were willing to give up their seats. A 4th person, this doctor, was not trying to give up his seat. He had things to do. He's a doctor. He had surgery to perform the very next day, and he needed to go home. And he was not trying to, take a later flight and all that. He wanted to keep his seat. And the airline decided to get, what were those, police or some kind of muscle that they went and brought on the plane to literally drag this man off of the plane.
Yeah.
And they busted his face up in the process.
Well, look how tight that thing is.
Yeah. So trying to drag him, and he wasn't being cooperative. So
they weren't being gentle.
No, they weren't. So after all of that was said and done, and the video, once again, a passenger recorded it, and it was all over social media and every news outlet, internationally as well as nationally. Because this gentleman is of Chinese descent.
Plus, United goes overseas.
Right. So they've been showing this in China and everywhere, and so now they're saying that they want to be able, or rather, United came back, and then first they started out with a half-baked apology. Then it seemed like they were kind of blaming the passenger. Then when they realized how wrong that was, they came back and tried to flip the apology and make it sound more sincere, I guess I would say. And it's just been like spiraling since then. The company has lost, I forgot how much they said in one day. They lost over $800 million, I think, in stock or whatever value their stock has gone down. And people are just really upset. So then they turned around and said, we're going to compensate everybody that was on that flight. I'm like, but the one you offended.
And for what? For what?
You need to be dealing with the person you tried to drag off the plane.
They said everybody on that plane is going to get a refund.
Yeah, I guess because they realized that they traumatized everybody. So now they want to try to, compensate everybody for the whole situation. But the gentleman that they dragged off the plane has now hired 2 really good attorneys, and I think he's going to go for the jugular.
I hope so.
I don't blame him, because they were dead wrong for that. And if they had to try to just correctly apologize, compensate that man, they should have given him a lifetime pass to fly United. But now he's saying that he will probably never fly again on any airline. Because he just doesn't want to go through that again, or the possibility of it. So, I just think that United really messed that up. They messed that up all the way around. When they had those people drag him off the plane, they messed up. And then they did a Spicer when they tried to make it right by making it more and more wrong. because their apology was not correct. It was insincere. They didn't go about stuff the right way. They didn't have proper damage control to handle the whole thing for when you're in a crisis communication necessity. You know, they just completely botched that situation.
Destroyed it.
And then I heard that, I read that there was another United flight this week where somebody opened an overhead and there was a scorpion up in there. One of those little scorpions that you see out in the desert. Somehow that thing was in somebody's overhead or ended up in the overhead. So passengers were freaking out because there's a daggone dangerous scorpion up in the overhead. I said, somebody is setting United up.
And where's the plane? Was it landed? Is that?
If it was in the overhead, I'm not sure if it had taken off yet. You know, whether they were still on the ground or in the air, but that I just think somebody is setting them up. And I have to say, I'm kind of amused by that. Because they deserve it. They messed that all up. Spicer messed up. United messed up. So it's just been one of those weeks of making mistakes. That's all I have to say about United.
Wow. Yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah, I think I'll be driving wherever I'm going. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll take a small break and we'll come right back.
Okay.
It's Friday night, and you're listening to the Pajama Party Show Live. Tune in every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, and 6 p.m. Pacific. We push it to the limit every week like only we can. We've got hot topics, hit it and quit it headlines, TV and movie reviews, commentaries, and the world's famous Kiss It list. And you don't want to be on the Kiss It list. So visit apajamaparty.com. Check out the cocktail of the week. Get your glass and get your laugh on with the Pajama Party Crew, doing what we do right here with you. Get up on this and push it. Push it real good.
Living just enough for the city.
Okay, but why are we doing Stevie Wonder? I thought we were doing Pajama Party.
Well, I was talking about my little one of my segments of Living for the City.
Join the party.
Now you ride me.
That's every Friday night at 9. Pajama Party. No clothes allowed.
Ketel and Redwine stepping on my parade. I had the mic first. And they're coming in just trying to,
It's my turn.
Now she gonna sing.
What number to call?
Yeah, call us at 914
803
4306
and press 1.
And press 1 to be put into the queue. And say what you have to say. You can read off what we're talking about and come up with a new subject of your own. We're easy. We're liberal. We're easy. Eastern time. We're here at 9 p.m. Friday nights. That's 6 o'clock West Coast. And maybe 7 o'clock in the mountains or in the
7 in the mountains.
Around Michigan.
8 o'clock Central.
Michigan and New Orleans and all that. We're like an hour back.
Yeah,
but 9 o'clock on the East Coast.
9:15 CP time.
CP time 9:15.
Don't be late when you listen to us. It's 9 o'clock on the dot.
That's right. Every Friday night.
We'll see you there.
Goodbye.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. One of those Poppa DD. I'm here with Redwine.
Bonsoir, everybody.
Ketel's on assignment, so she's not here tonight. So
Shout out to Ketel.
She's out there somewhere.
Somewhere.
Doing her thing.
All right, so what's popping tonight,
She
Papa?
tied her lunch to a stick and threw it over her back, and she's walking.
So we're going to carry on. So what's popping tonight?
Anyway, what's popping tonight is a little news in the NFL. First of all, the Steelers lost their owner, of their team. He passed away, a gentleman named Dan Rooney. He's owned that team for quite some time. He was a Hall of Fame coach, 84 years old. And I'm sure the family legacy will move on with that namesake. That name Rooney has been synonymous with the Pittsburgh Steelers for a long time. And Marshawn Lynch, who was the previous running back for the Seattle Seahawks, he's making moves to become an Oakland Raider. You know, so they're actually
retired.
They retired, but he wants to come back, and Seattle still had rights to him, so that's the rule. He retired a couple of years ago, and to do anything, Seattle still has rights to him. Doesn't that sound like a slave trade?
It sure does.
Boy, that's scary. So anyway, Seattle is allegedly letting them go as far as to go to, to Oakland to start with the team. But that team will end up in Las Vegas. The Oakland Raiders are going to move to Las Vegas. And also the LA Rams are moving to California. They used to be the St. Louis Rams, but now they're the LA Rams again, which they were years ago. And it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Okay.
And also you got your boy Eli Manning, the kid. He has a face like he's always in doubt about something or what have you. He's involved in a little helmet scandal from a marketing deal. The NFL notified Team Friday that he allegedly talked to a equipment guy, a regular equipment dude, and told him to ruffle up a couple of helmets and give to him so he can sell them on the little open market. I guess I don't know. Well, maybe his mother needed an operation or something. I don't know. That's scary. But yeah, sweet Polly purebred Eli Manning and his innocent boy look was allegedly hooking and crooking hallways in order to become somebody. So we keep you up on that one because it's very interesting. And last but not least, in the news, NFL was notified by Teams Friday that the senior vice president of officiating, a guy named Dan Bartelio, stepped down to purge a broadcasting career. Interesting. That must be very lucrative.
Must be.
Brandino, that's how you pronounce it. Brandino became a VP of officiating in 2013 after being part of the NFL's officiating department for 15 years. He primarily worked in the area of instant replay. All right, as he managed that department from 2003 to 2009, Brandino, his exit comes on the heels of the league voting to centralize the replay system. All right, meaning on-field officials will no longer make the final determination on review plays. That's interesting. So who the hell's going to make them? I see why he pulled up. He's probably at an age where he don't even understand what's going on anymore. So instead, those in the for them not to determine the different replays, those in the replay booth now, in the war room as they call it, will make the call. All right, Brandino would have been one of the heads up of that particular process, but he decided to sow his oats in another direction to become a broadcaster. So he didn't specify where he's going or whether he's going to Fox or CBS or NBC or what have you, or ESPN, who knows.
So that's what Romo did, right?
Yeah, Romo was the CBS.
Oh, okay.
He got away from his sports altogether. He'd be reporting all kinds of different news.
Okay.
But it's just an omen that how Eli can put himself in a situation like that. Mr.
I thought he was squeaky clean.
Squeaky clean guy, yeah.
Not anymore.
He saw an opportunity to make some pocket money.
So this was about some game day helmets that he supposedly wore in various games that he was going to sell to one of these companies that buy that kind of stuff. But they were not authentic game day helmets. So he wanted somebody to make some fake me out helmets that look like they had been in a game. And he got busted.
Yes, he did. Big time.
Oh, well. I wonder what his brother had to say about that.
Who knows?
Okay. So that's what's popping?
Yeah, that's what's popping tonight.
All right. Yeah, so much going on. That takes us into the weird news. And let's see, you want me to go first?
Yeah, talk about that dog that, what did he do?
Oh, let's see, I think you have the dog story. I got the 8-year-old. So, in the weird news tonight, have you ever craved something so badly that you'll do anything to get it? Well, then, if you have, you might sympathize with this 8-year-old Ohio boy who learned how to drive a car in minutes just so that he could go to McDonald's for a cheeseburger. Police in East Palestine, and this is in Ohio, said that the unidentified boy got a sudden urge for a Mickey D's cheeseburger Sunday night around 8 o'clock, but both of his parents had fallen asleep after a busy day. The boy had already eaten dinner, but he was jonesing for that cheeseburger, so the kid didn't want to wake up his parents in hopes that they would spring for the burger. So instead, he watched driving instruction videos on YouTube for a few minutes before putting his 4-year-old sister in Dad's van so they could go to McDonald's to go get some burgers. So he learned how to drive on YouTube at 8 years old with his 4-year-old sister riding shotgun. The young driver managed to get safely through 4 intersections before getting to the McDonald's drive-thru, which was about 1.5 miles from the house. Then he had to order the food. So when he pulled up to the first window, the employees thought that they were being pranked. So they went on and, acted like, oh, okay, this is normal. They figured the parents were in the back, but clearly they weren't. So once the employees figured that the kids were out joyriding, then the police were called to the restaurant. And the boy said he admitted he had never driven before, but he learned how watching YouTube. And he said he got the keys to his dad's van by standing on his tiptoes.
Wow. Took
the keys, and they went on to McDonald's. So when the child realized that taking the car keys to drive illegally was wrong, he burst into tears. However, he and his sister did get to eat those cheeseburgers while waiting for the grandparents to come and get them. So there's no word on what punishment he may get from his parents, but there have been no criminal charges filed against him.
Wow.
I guess that's what happens when you really need that McDonald's cheeseburger. That's something. I know you can learn a whole lot of things on YouTube, but an 8-year-old learned how to drive in a matter of minutes and then got the keys and went on. I guess he looked at those YouTube videos and said, okay, got it. Brake, accelerator, look in the mirrors, turn the steering wheel, got it. Anyway, what you got over there for us?
I got a dog that opens up doors.
Oh, boy.
How about that?
A dog that can open up doors?
They're entitling the story, Doggone, general open door, and he flees other animals at the shelter.
Okay.
This is in Stafford, Virginia.
Oh.
All right, a dog who escaped from a Virginia animal hospital after opening several doors has been found and reunited with his owners. Okay, Travis Campbell tells news outlets that his family was boarding their 10-year-old, what do you call it? I guess it's a Great Dane.
Mm-hmm.
They call it a Paladine or something like that. His name was General at the Aqua Gatingsville Animal Hospital in Stratford while they vacationed in Virginia Beach. When the dog left the clinic early Monday, surveillance videos showed the 124-pound dog unlatched the door on his Ketel. They opened the second door and began wandering down the highway. Footage then shows General using his mouth to open up another door. All right, the dog has been in an office area before where they seen open doors. They knew his capabilities, but they wouldn't expect him to get out. So he didn't get a scratch on him.
So this dog can open doors with his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So he got out of his cage, and then he went and opened up some other ones.
Strictly by watching human beings.
I guess he said, look, I can get out of here.
Just put a twist to it.
Why not? Well, I've got one more for you. Out of Austin, Texas, police say that they cracked an Austin prostitution ring that they were led to by a drainage pipe that was clogged with condoms.
Jeez.
A police affidavit filed Tuesday said investigators learned that a massage parlor was operating in a shopping strip in northwestern Austin after the realty company that had just taken control of the property, I guess, led them on to it. The company grew suspicious of the activities of the tenant when they found hundreds of condoms clogging a waste disposal unit connecting the strip to the city sewer system.
Wow.
I guess they said, wait a minute. All these condoms clogging up this system, and y'all supposed to just be massaging people. Something's not right. So police say they found a massage parlor operating in the strip where female workers were offering sexual services for pay. A woman and her husband have been arrested and charged with organized criminal activity and money laundering.
Wow.
Busted because of the condoms that were clogging up the drain. There you go.
I don't know if I can top that.
No, that's enough. That's the weird news for the night.
I thought we had one more.
That's all our weird news. That's enough. We had 3 of them. So we're gonna
Okay, the Mickey Dicky moves. Okay.
So for me tonight, I'm just saying, I'm gonna be very brief because tonight I want to talk about double talk. You know, there's been a whole lot of double talk coming out of the White House. You know, this stuff has been going on for a while, but now I think it's all coming to a head.
Yeah.
So you have, for example, you have the president who said on the campaign trail that NATO was completely, what did he say, irrelevant?
Yeah.
NATO was irrelevant. Well, this week I saw him standing next to the head of NATO, who was at one podium, and the president was at the other podium. And now this week the president said, well, NATO is no longer irrelevant. Okay, let's talk about, first of all, NATO was never irrelevant. That was the opinion of an uninformed person in the body of our president. Okay, uninformed, you made that decision when you were on the campaign trail that NATO was irrelevant. Now that we're in a possible war situation and you understand the value and the benefit of NATO, now all of a sudden you're seeing the error of your ways, and here comes the double talk. First, NATO is irrelevant, and instead of coming back and saying, I made a mistake, NATO is not irrelevant, NATO is very relevant, and we need them for, X, Y, Z. Instead of you owning up to your mess and your double talk, you come back and say, oh, well, now they're no longer irrelevant, as if they've been upgraded somehow. NATO didn't change. Their mandate didn't change. Their purpose didn't change. What changed was your perspective, Mr. President, because now you have a different understanding of what NATO actually does. You didn't understand that when you said they were irrelevant. Mm-hmm. You were just talking out your... Anyway.
But honey.
Yeah. You were talking out your rear, and now that you need NATO, now you want to admit to the relevance of NATO. So I'm just saying, with all of this double talk, enough already.
It's a lot of it.
And then you turn around and you say stuff, and then you have to come back and basically eat crow. All this stuff about China. Remember when he said that basically, we don't need to deal with them. China is a hot mess. They can't be trusted, yada, yada. Now, you just had a meeting last week with the president or the head, whatever they call, the person that is in charge of China. Now you're on TV talking about, I met with President, what's his name, Xi Jinping or something, and he's a really good guy, a really great guy, wonderful person. And so, again, with the double talk. What was all that talk you were saying before about how basically you didn't need China and all of this? Now you want China to calm down North Korea. So now, like NATO, they're not irrelevant. Now you need them. Now you kissing China's behind. Again, with the double talk. If you would just stop making crazy statements and stay off of Twitter, you wouldn't have to keep going back kissing butt and eating crow. Stop saying a bunch of stupid stuff. If you don't understand the relevance of something, say nothing. If you don't understand how something works, ask somebody. Stop running off at the mouth like you got it like that, and then you have to turn around with this double talk stuff and have to eat crow. But you won't even man up and admit that you said something incorrect. You try to make it sound like something has changed. The only thing that changed is now you got to eat some crow. That's what changed. The facts haven't changed. So I'm just saying, I'm tired of all this double talk. If you don't know what you're saying, say nothing. Remember how the old folk used to tell us, if you can't say something nice, say nothing? He needs to apply that. If you can't say something informed or something nice or something helpful, say nothing. And now he's sitting down there in Mar-a-Lago in Florida at his resort while North Korea is planning to do who knows what on tomorrow. So I guess he thinks he's going to just run the country from Mar-a-Lago like that's an alternative White House. They need to stop with that too. Stop calling that the White House South and all of that crazy stuff. It is a resort property owned by an individual person or corporation. That has nothing to do with the White House. The White House is at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Has been for many, many years. So stop with the double talk, acting like Mar-a-Lago is some secondary White House. You just don't want to stay your hiney in Washington and do your job because, as they say, when the heat gets to be too much, you want to get out the kitchen. This is not that kind of job. This is not a Monday through Friday punch the clock 9 to 5 thing. Have a good weekend, see you Monday. It doesn't work like that. You are the leader of the so-called free world. That job is 24/7, 365. And if you didn't think so, as the saying goes, you should have asked somebody. This is Redwine, and I'm just saying, I've had enough of the double talk. You can't talk something that's true and real, shut up. All I'm...
That was excellent, Redwine.
Well, thank you so much. All right, so what are we doing? We're going to take a quick break, and we're coming back with Living for the City?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Hey, this is Redwine, just doing a few promos for the Pajama Party Adult Online Radio Talk Show. You know how we do it.
PJs
It wasn't too bad for being in it.
And I was just trying to get this done.
Hey, Redwine, are you talking about the pajama party?
Right.
Where we talk about hot topics, reviews, living for the city, what's poppin'?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I know you guys aren't doing this spot without me. Ketel with the yellow sign. Did you tell everybody?
I keep looking up and down out of the chair.
Or call us live 914-803-4306. Check us out on Twitter. And don't forget
We can wrap it up early if we finish.
Okay, now it's time for me to sing. Me. We don't have time for all that.
Oh, she could sing. Let's get back to the show.
Ready?
All right, back at the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Redwine.
Bonsoir.
All right, we want to go into the
Cocktail of the week?
cocktail of the week, yeah.
Okay. The Cocktail of the Week is brought to you by DC Homegrown Entertainment. Visit them at dchomegrown.com. And the Cocktail of the Week is called the Thoroughbred. Now, this drink, unlike a trusty steed, it has a spicy kick because of the ginger beer, and it's brought in line with a dash of Angostura bitters, some fragrant lime, and some Bombay Sapphire. It's then bound together with seasonal cloudy apple juice. So that gives you an idea of what's in it. So let me break down these ingredients. I didn't convert the measurements, so I'm going to tell you in milliliters, and you can do the conversion. It's 50 milliliters of Bombay Sapphire, 30 milliliters of cloudy apple juice, 75 milliliters of ginger beer, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, and 2 lime wedges fully squeezed. So you need it says a Copa de Ballon glass, but I'm sure any other kind of highball glass will do. And you need to be able to cut up your lime and measure, and you need a long twisted bar spoon. So what you want to do is you want to add 2 dashes of bitters to your glass, squeeze and drop in the lime wedges, and then pour in the Bombay Sapphire and the cloudy apple juice. Then you want to fully fill with cubed ice and stir to chill. Then you want to just top it off with the ginger beer and gently stir to combine. And you want to garnish it with a ginger slice, some fresh ginger, and you just want to slice that. So that's what's in this drink. You got the Bombay Sapphire, the apple juice, ginger beer, Angostura bitters, and the lime wedges. So you have all that in a glass, and the ginger beer goes in last, and everything else, you stir it up, top it off with the ginger beer. I'm trying to tell you, this is called the Thoroughbred. You're going to like this one. Very, very tasty. If you like Bombay Sapphire or anything gin-based, I think you will appreciate the Thoroughbred. Yeah. Woo! I like it a lot. All right, so let's move on down to the Kiss It list. Break it down for us, Pop.
That's people that showed their butt hiney last week and or over the last few days. We don't have a long one this week. We've got the usuals, Roger Goodell and Macy's and Kraft and Tom Brady and the usual suspects.
Yeah, and make sure we put those cops on the list that were
the cops that beat on people, and a couple in handcuffs, and one of them just for jaywalking.
Yeah, put them
Let's
on the
put
list.
Eli Manning on here because he tried to Shanghai a couple of old helmets.
Yeah.
To make money. He was doing some kind of deal with somebody, so he asked a little cabana boy to go out there and get a helmet dirty, roll around in the dirt.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking.
So he's denying it and living off his reputation of being squeaky clean. So they're saying, oh, well, it's Eli. It was Eli. He's a kid.
Yeah, he's not that much of a kid.
Eli's a grown-ass man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anybody else? Donald Trump?
Donald
Trump.
Trump.
Spicer. Got to put him on the list.
Spicer for beating up on the Jewish community.
Yeah.
And ripping the Holocaust a new one. Boy.
How stupid. United Airlines?
Put
them on the list for just being jerk-offs. Anybody else? Macy's?
Yeah,
How about them?
We said Donald Trump.
Okay.
We'll say Donald Trump again.
Yeah, say him again.
Man, Donald Trump's son came out and said, yeah, see, my father's not involved in his businesses. After he bombed it. For him to send off missiles like that shows that he's not with his company. He's sounded just like the little character.
What does one have to do with the other?
Saturday Night Live. It was crazy.
Oh, my gosh. And I'm going to add Trump again for still not revealing his tax returns.
Yeah, well.
So, that's everybody?
That's everybody.
All right. Well, here's a gift for everybody on the Kiss It list. Enjoy.
Kiss my entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass. Oh. You can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever loving country ass. That's right.
Hey, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Redwine.
Uh-huh.
Ketel's on assignment, so she is not in the house.
So we get to show off.
Yeah,
Well, let's get on to this last word.
the last word.
'Cause I'm trying to go find Ketel. So,
In the depths of the deep.
rolling in the deep with Adele.
Well, I tell you what,
You want to go ahead first?
yeah, I'll go first. Last word tonight is just a blessing of life, you know, I guess. In a little over an hour, I'll be turning another year old. It will be my birthday. Wow. April 15th. I'm not going to say the year I was born, but the day I was born was April 15th. And April 15th has rolled around. It's one of the most anticipated days of the year when it comes to people that are scared to death to do their taxes. They think the bottom's going to fall out when the CPA says, well, you know, you owe internal revenue about $10,000.
Nobody trying to hear that.
All right. So, like I said, April 15th is one of the most sought-after days. One of the days where people just kind of put their taxes on the back burner, and they go get it around the 10th and 11th. Blow the dust off. That's what they want to do. Because we live in a society today where years ago it was all about getting an income tax check. But nowadays, you just want to break even. You know? I mean, what's the difference of, seem like almost like what's more important? An income tax check or just breaking even with the IRS? You know what I mean? They say, well, you owe us $20. $20? All right, cool. Here's $50. Keep the change. So, in the name of all that, like I said, I just want to give myself some props for living another year, and thank goodness for that. You know, I'll pass it on to Redwine.
Well, my last word is thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Happy birthday to Poppa DD. Shout out to Ketel. We miss you in the studio tonight. And hopefully your whatever undercover reporting you're doing is working out. And we'll see you next week. I just want to say, you know, enough with the double talk. And that message is directed to everybody who's in charge of anything. Stop with all the double talk.
Yeah.
Say what you mean what you say, and if you don't know, ask somebody.
Keep it real from the beginning.
Let's keep it real. Stop with all of this talking out both sides of your mouth and your backside.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Nobody wants to hear that mess. So I just want to say, again, visit us online at apajamaparty.com. Shout out to DC Homegrown for keeping the lights on for us. And we'll do it all again next Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Western.
Western?
Yep, and everything in between. That's my last word.
Central.
I said 6. Did I say 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock
I meant to say 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Western. That's what I'm trying to say.
Western, you call it? Okay. West Coast.
Mhm.
All right.
All right. So
That'll
we're
work.
about to get up out of here.
Yes. we are.
Let's go see if we can find Ketel before she gets into too much trouble. Say good night, Papa.
Good night, Papa.
And happy birthday to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And we'll see you all next Friday night when we do it all again. Peace.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so.
I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of cheers.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko. Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.
Pajama Party, grown